welcome to my email subscription list. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'm such a firm believer in floral education, and I'm excited to show up in your inbox occasionally with just really value-added content of all kinds of different things like color theory and design tips, tricks, and hacks. You can head over to my YouTube channel at Amy Nicole Floral for tons of more free content, but I will be sending you exclusive content just like this free mini design education just for you. I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to be designing in this found vintage antique pitcher, and I found this at a thrift store many years ago, and I love how it has some bits of blue in it and red, and it reflects so many interesting colors of light as I've let it get sort of patinaed over the years. So that's why I chose this. I thought it was so interesting for a winter arrangement. I also like that it has a narrow neck and really holds flowers really easily. I have also placed a piece of chicken wire inside so that all my stems are going to be held by that piece of wire. There's some cool water in there, and I'm going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to use is this material called tryptamine, and I absolutely love that this is a linear filler flower that has this really beautiful tiny texture on it. And these little teeny tiny flowers are so pretty, and they just work so well in such a variety of different types of arrangements. So as I design, I'm going to kind of start by placing a few of these pieces in, removing any of the leaves from below the water line, and just starting to kind of build out the overall form. This is an arrangement that could easily go on a side table, in a kitchen, as a guest arrangement, or as a hostess arrangement if you're a guest and you're going to someone's home. So I'm just kind of greening up, if you will, with just a few main pieces. Next, I'm going to put in some larger line elements with this beautiful periwinkle blue flower that I cut from my yard. And I just think it has such an interesting color. It's reminiscent to me of winter, even though it's late summer, early fall. I think the color is what's really interesting. So I'm cleaning all the foliage off the bottom, giving it a sharp angled cut, and I'm kind of working a little bit of an angle. So I'm always studying each piece of floral material for its line. I'm looking at its variation in color and separation of color, if there's really heavy color in one area, if I need to split that up, or if it looks okay just leaving it the natural way that the branch is. I'm a naturalist at heart and believe that flowers should be left as much as possible in their natural state, but the reality is, as a florist, we're always manipulating our materials to serve the overall design. So if I need to remove some blooms and leaves, then I don't take any issue with that. So I have kind of an interesting line coming down here on the bottom, and I love that it's really breaking the edge of that vase and bringing the eye towards the table. With really tall vases, it's helpful to kind of break up that edge a bit. The next flower I'm going to put in is Tweedia, and this is a beautiful, interesting, again, sort of periwinkle blue that feels reminiscent to me of winter. So I think that you can really look at the flowers that you have or that are in season and still interpret them differently. I've had projects where I've needed to design something for every season of the year, and if all I have are summer flowers and I have to make something that looks like spring, well, I think it's absolutely possible. I think it's really a matter of looking at those individual flowers and seeing what characteristics they have, what the color is, the tone, and then it's left up to you as the artist to sort of flesh the ideas out in the design. So I'm kind of basing this kind of low, and I really want this to just be full of this beautiful periwinkle blue. I'm not typically a huge fan of blue flowers. If somebody was to say, hey, what's your favorite flower color? I would never say blue, but I think the more that I work with it, the more interesting it becomes to me. And I think that as florists, we can get kind of stuck in our ways sometimes, and it's easy to just kind of do the same thing over and over because we're comfortable or safe in that. And it's really important as artists to reach outside of our comfort zone and try things working with colors that we don't like or that we're not comfortable with. And I think that often I just end up being so pleased and surprised by what beauty nature has provided us. So again, I'm really loading this up with the blue. And so there's blue in the base. It sort of flutters and floats up to the top here. And I'm going to add just a few more elements, but this is a really interesting sedum. And I think what drew me to this was it felt wintry to me. There was something about the green, the lime green, and the white of it. I think the texture is really interesting in sedum. And sedum is one of my favorite things to use in general. It has a nice, strong shelf life, if you will. It lasts out of water pretty well, and it's really a hardy workhorse. I like to tuck it usually sort of deep and clustered. I think you can easily overdo it with texture. So anytime I'm working with a textural flower, I'm being really careful and conscientious to not overdo it. I am working with a flower knife. If you've watched any of my videos or heard any of my Instagram live videos, you know how strongly I feel about flower knives, and in part because of just some injuries I've sustained over the years as a florist with my arm, and just I believe so much in protecting our bodies as florists so that we can continue to do this work that we love. So I think that knives are a safe ergonomic choice. So if you don't know how to use one, I have a YouTube channel or a YouTube video for you to learn and practice. So you can see that I sort of clustered that in there. There's just a little bit of an echo of it back here. And to finish this off, I'm going to put in this really interesting dried material. So this is Lunaria or money plant. And this has become a really trendy dried flower. We're seeing this all over Pinterest, all over bridal boards, and it is a gorgeous, very expensive dried plant because each one of these leaves have to be manually popped off to showcase this sort of pearlescent leaf, and they're very fragile, but they are one of my favorite things to use. And I think this juxtaposition of using fresh materials with dried can just really elevate an arrangement and create such an interesting look. So I'm going to just put in a few pieces. I don't think you need like a ton of it because again it is expensive, and I think it's such a strong, interesting texture that you don't want to overdo it. So as I place it in here, I already feel like it's having its moment. So I'm going to cut some of it down a bit. It's kind of taking over. It's a little bit of a showboat. But it reflects light so beautifully, and it's really an interesting material. So I'm just going to put a little bit of it there and have just a bit of it on the back side. This is a beautiful material to make wreaths out of, mini bundles, boutonnieres. I use this a lot whenever I have the budget for it. It is getting harder to find because it's really popular, so if you can find it, you are very fortunate. But I found this at the downtown LA flower market. And when it's in, and when it's not, it's really hard to find. So I try to stock up when it's the right season for it. Anytime you're working with dried materials, they can be really rigid, and I think you have to be really particular about looking for the right stem, because obviously you can't manipulate them that much. So it can be a little bit challenging but I find it really rewarding to make dried materials look natural. And I think it just creates something kind of different and interesting. So I'm going to tuck that piece kind of low. Put one more here on the side. And I know you can't fully see what I'm doing, so I apologize, but my goal is to showcase and inspire you to try a new color palette or a new material that maybe you haven't tried before. So I'm going to do one more piece of this tryptamine over here to kind of bring out this line. I just felt like it was needing it. So I'm always taking a step back and really looking at the overall shape and form of where my arrangement is headed. So there isn't a strong focal here. This is really a play on color and texture. So I have that side, this side. I'm just going to rotate it for you. And to me, that feels like winter. So I hope that you've been inspired today to try some new materials and maybe some new color palettes that you haven't always enjoyed or been comfortable with. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and of course subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of this cool new flower information. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.